think you're smart? Well, prove it. Scan the QR code on screen and join the quiz instantly. You can play by yourself or create a room and challenge your friends. Earn power-ups and multipliers. Or bring chaos to your opponents. The smartest brain wins. Scan now and start playing.
Welcome to the literature category. Put down your phone, pick up a book. Oh wait, keep the phone. You're going to need it to answer these.
Now for the expert level. This quiz is for ages 21 and up. Are you ready to start? Here we go. Sort these novels by number of pages in the original published edition, from shortest to longest. In what year was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein first published anonymously? In what year did James Joyce publish Ulysses? In which novel by Joseph Conrad does the narrator Marlowe travel deep into the African jungle to find the mysterious ivory trader Kurtz? In which of these works does the character Raskolnikov commit a murder to test his theory about extraordinary men being above conventional morality? Where is the real city that inspired the fictional Rouen in Flaubert's Madame Bovary? Mark it on the map. In Émile Zola's Germinal, the protagonist, Étienne Lantier, leads a strike in the coal mining region of which area of France? What is the name of the satirical island nation in Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels, where the inhabitants are exactly 6 inches tall? What do you know about James Joyce's Ulysses? How many chapters are in Tolstoy's Anna Karenina? How many volumes make up Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time? Which character in Melville's Moby Dick serves as the novel's narrator and opens the story with the famous line, "Call me Ishmael"? In which country was the classic novel The Tin Drum by Günter Grass primarily set following the protagonist Oscar Matzerath? In Cervantes' Don Quixote, what is the real name of the title character before he adopts his knightly persona? Sort these events from War and Peace in the order they occur in the novel. In Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time, the narrator's famous involuntary memory is triggered by dipping which pastry into tea? In George Eliot's Middlemarch, what is the first name of the idealistic young doctor who marries the beautiful but shallow Rosamond Vincy? In Honoré de Balzac's Père Goriot, which famous boarding house in Paris is home to both the scheming Vautrin and the young Eugène de Rastignac? In Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain, in which Swiss sanatorium does the protagonist Hans Castorp spend 7 years? In Nikolai Gogol's Dead Souls, what scheme does the protagonist Chichikov use to attempt to build his fortune? Time to check your score. How are you doing? Let's continue the quiz. In Thomas Hardy's Jude the Obscure, what is the name of Jude's remarkably intelligent and free-thinking cousin? In which city does most of the action in James Joyce's Ulysses take place? In Stenthal's The Red and the Black, what does the red in the title symbolize according to the most widely accepted literary interpretation? What do you know about Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment? In what year was Cervantes' Don Quixote Part 1 first published? Hold on tight, because it's speed round time. The next 5 questions are coming in fast. Think quick, trust your gut, and let's go. What is the name of the whaling ship in Herman Melville's Moby Dick? Which Jane Austen novel features the heroine Anne Elliot, who was persuaded years ago to break off her engagement to Captain Wentworth? In War and Peace, what is the name of the Russian city where Napoleon's forces were halted in 1812? In Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, what is the name of Mr. Rochester's secret wife hidden in the attic at Thornfield Hall? Which classic novel opens with the line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times"? In Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Idiot, what is Prince Mishkin's affliction that earns him the title The Idiot? In Homer's The Odyssey, what is the name of the faithful wife who waits for Odysseus by endlessly weaving and unweaving a shroud? In Gustave Flaubert's Madame Bovary, what province in France does Emma Bovary live in, reflecting her provincial boredom? Which novel by Leo Tolstoy ends with its protagonist throwing herself under a train at the Oberolka station? And that's a wrap on the speed round. Tally up those points because every single one counts. We're heading back to regular play, so stay sharp. In Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov, which brother is a novice monk who becomes a disciple of the elder Zosima? What is the name of the vast estate in Tolstoy's Anna Karenina, where Levin farms and reflects on rural life? Sort these authors by birth year, from earliest to latest. Sort these classic novels from earliest to latest publication date. What do you know about Tolstoy's Anna Karenina? In what year was the first complete English translation of Homer's The Odyssey by George Chapman published? Time to check your score. How are you doing? Let's continue the quiz. marked the location of Weimar, the German city at the heart of the literary and cultural movement that shaped Goethe's Faust. Which novel by Henry James centers on the tragic story of Isabel Archer, an American heiress who marries the villainous Gilbert Osmond? In what year did Gustave Flaubert publish Madame Bovary? Marked the city of Dublin, where James Joyce set his novel Ulysses. How many letters make up the epistolary novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses by Chodorlos de Laclos? Mark St. Petersburg, the city where Dostoevsky set Crime and Punishment. What do you know about Flaubert's Madame Bovary? Where is Stratford-upon-Avon, birthplace of the author whose works inspired countless classic adaptations? Mark it on the map. In William Makepeace Thackeray's Vanity Fair, what is the full name of the novel's cunning and social climbing anti-heroine? What is the subtitle of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? How many years does Hans Karstorp spend at the sanatorium in Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain? Sort these literary movements from earliest to latest, which shaped the classic novels of their era. In Gustave Flaubert's sentimental education, what is the first name of the protagonist who becomes obsessed with Madame Arnaud? How many books make up Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov? What do you know about Cervantes' Don Quixote? And that's the final question. How many did you get right? Check your results in the app and see your final score. Let us know in the comments how you did. Challenge your friends and don't forget to like and subscribe for more quizzes.